67% of the Hispanic vote. John McCain, 31%. So here's the question. With unemployment still high, 8.3%, will Latinos still support President Obama in November to the same degree? Jennifer Sevilla Korn from the American Action Network is here with us in New York. Jennifer, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Stuart.
Right off the top, if President Obama got 67% last time around, what does he get this time?
Well, I think it's going to be definitely lower, and it remains to be seen, but he has a string of broken promises in the Hispanic community.
How much lower than 67%? I mean, do you think it'll be split 50-50?
Well, we've seen numbers around 60% or lower because the Hispanic community is just very disappointed with the president. They weren't exactly enthusiastic about voting for him last time, but because he so heavily campaigned in the Hispanic community on immigration and bringing jobs back, they voted for him.
But what's the bigger issue to Hispanic voters? Is it jobs, i.e. 8% unemployment, which is a negative for President Obama, or is it immigration, where the president has allowed illegals, undocumented people to stay, etc., etc., etc.? He's been very okay with that group. What's the bigger issue?
All polls, including a poll the Hispanic Leadership Network did, shows that jobs and economy, #1 issue. You pointed to 8.3 unemployment. It's almost 11% in the Hispanic community right now. Hispanics cannot find jobs, and within the youth, it's almost 30% unemployment.
Ouch.
So that is what people are looking at. How are they going to feed their families? How are they going to keep the roof over their head? That's what's important to them.
But also deportations are up too, right? And that's hurting, you know, Hispanics as well. And also, I think that the number of people on the voter rolls,
are deportations, are they?
Up under President Obama.
Hasn't he put some kind of restraint on taking people out of the country if they can say I was here?
Well, there's a certain amnesty for younger children of illegal immigrants, but the one thing I do want to ask real quick though, are the Hispanics willing are they open for tough love? In other words, you know, are they going to accept the victim card, or are they open to saying, yeah, I'm open to the challenge of getting educated.
Absolutely.
I'm open to the challenge of being a parent, not having kids, 12 kids with 12 different women. I'm open for this particular challenge, and can a Republican talk to them that way in a straight, honest way?
Well, I think Republicans absolutely can talk to him. In 2004, President Bush, who I worked for, got 44% of the Hispanic vote. And so Hispanics are open to listening to those issues. Even though Hispanics trend to vote or to be registered to vote as Democrats, when you talk about the actual issues, they're conservative on national security, on government spending, on taxes.
And religion.
And religion. And back to the point, though, President Obama is trying to have it both ways. He promised that he's going to do immigration reform, which he didn't do, even though he had a veto-proof Congress the first 2 years of his presidency. And he has the highest deportations of any president in history. So which is it? Does he like immigrants or does he not like immigrants? He can't have it both ways.
You are essentially conservative. You're right of center politically.
Center-right, yes.
Center-right is where you're coming from.
Yes.
And you support you support Governor Romney in this election.
Well, Hispanic Leadership Network does not endorse, but we engage the Hispanic community on center-right issues.
Okay, fair enough. Jennifer Korn, thanks very much for joining us. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Los Angeles facing a financial crisis, and a lot of it has